That's my impression of a wrestling announcer. Boy, it sucked.
By that music, I say Kurt Angle must be in the house.
That's right. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome from TNA Wrestling. He just had a gig in Dalton last night, he was telling me. Kurt Angle, welcome, Petite Tongs.
Hey, guys, what's going on?
Now, I'm going to be frank with you, Kurt. You look like you had a rough night last night in the ring. You were wrestling, right?
Yes.
Did you win?
Yes, of course.
You did win?
Yes.
But did you? What were your obstacles? Did you get smashed in the groin?
Anybody throw fire at you or anything?
No fire. No chairs, no fire, no tables. No, I have a groin injury that I've been kind of nursing.
Like where in the groin?
It's connected.
Show me with your hands.
Oh gosh. No, it's up there, but
stop taking your pants off first of all, Kurt.
It's in that chicken wing area. It's right there where the stuff comes together.
I call it the Y.
There you go.
Y. Yes.
Right.
Yes. That's where it is. Yes.
Yeah, it's right. And I've had that before. That's painful. What do you do for your groin?
Nothing.
Nothing?
Put up with it.
Hey,
ice it and stretch.
What else hurts on you? If you could catalog.
I've been pretty good. For 43, I feel really good.
You're 43? No way.
Yeah.
Because you're all muscular and tan. You're in good shape.
Tan?
You're
tan.
You're good, man.
I don't even tan. Wow.
How'd you get all
natural?
You're like brown, right? Look at me. I'm pale. You're
got
brown.
a little red in there?
I might be part African American or
Are you?
Indian or I don't know.
Do you don't go into a booth or anything?
I'm sorry?
You don't go into a tanning booth, do you?
No.
You must have high blood pressure or something. I don't know.
Some people just their natural skin tone has a.
I hope not.
Yeah. So you're 43, and how's your neck after all these years?
My neck's been fine the last 8 years. I haven't had a problem with it. I did break it 5 times prior.
5 times you broke your neck?
Yeah.
And how are you still alive and walking and fighting? And
thank God I found a doctor that knew what he was doing, and he repaired it. A lot of guys have had neck fusion, and that's the worst thing you can do to your neck or your back.
Yeah, you can't turn around.
Yeah, and it just gets worse. The part that's fused causes the other parts of your neck to get weaker. They become more or less limber, and I chose not to do that.
Then your neck becomes totally dependent on the government. Totally.
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly. So I went to a guy that actually does arthroscopic surgery of the neck, like you would do for a cartilage in the knee.
Yeah.
Yeah, it just goes in. You're only out a day.
What does your mom say about all this? Moms usually are concerned. Like if I go,
if you've broken your neck 4 times, say, and then you got back in the ring, your mom might be a little concerned.
Well, when I had the cancer on my face cut off, I posted a picture on Facebook, Kurt, of me in bandages. My mother immediately. Like I was going to die. What's wrong? For days I had to take the picture down and make her forget.
I'm the youngest of 5 boys and a girl, and I don't get any sympathy for my mom.
She doesn't give a rat's ass about you.
She's out of energy.
By the time I came, I practically raised myself.
Do you want to talk about that?
She worked a lot. Yeah, she was in a labor union, so I had to spend a lot of time on my own.
What did you, when you were like, she would leave you like you're 4 years old, Kurt Angle's running around the house with his big muscles.
Yeah.
And what did you do by yourself? Like, what did you, you taught yourself to cook?
My brother was a year and 4 months older than me. Yeah. He just beat me up all the time.
And you should thank him to this day, because probably why you got so tough.
Yeah. Thank God I had him. And, my brothers and my sister took care of us. Me and my brother Eric. We were the youngest. My parents had 4 much older children, and then they had us to later on in life in their 40s. And,
so you're the forgotten Angle.
Yeah.
It's like you're like a weird triangle.
So you held up that medal in the Olympics, I imagine your family took notice.
I won the gold medal, I became the leader of the family.
Yeah, they liked you then. You moved up.
Hey, he ain't so bad.
Maybe that's why I did it, to win their approval.
I'm saying a psychologist would get in there and say that you had to prove yourself more than your siblings.
So what trade did your mom, she was in a labor union of what kind of labor?
She was a secretary for the president of the AFL-CIO.
Oh, wow, she's pretty high up in the chain there.
Yeah, Democrat.
So this is 60s and 70s?
I'm a Republican. So
you turned
it.
Oh, okay.
That's where her and I don't meet
Now, do you choose not to discuss it, or do you get into fights and arguments about it?
No, we choose not to discuss it. We did it first, and too many heated arguments.
Wow, because the Republicans now are trying to get rid of a lot of the labor unions.
Well, I'm not against labor unions,
right?
But, I mean, you can only do so much and go so far, and put in so many rules, and it's just, I think it's become a little too overrun. And,
Becomes stifling to run a business under it.
Yeah, but so you and your mom,
I'm not against them though. But
so you and your mom have not ever gotten along. That's devastating. I can't believe you're still alive, and you broke your neck 5 times. You're a superstar.
I didn't become a Republican until I started pro wrestling.
Why was that?
Well, you got money.
Because I make a lot of money.
There you go. All right. Vinny Bucci is here, and he's our special needs intern, and he idolizes you. Well, first he idolizes me, and because I'm talking to you, and he idolizes you, he has a big boner in his pants right now. Would you like to ask Mr. Ang? Calm down, Vinny. Don't touch the microphone. There's a short circuit in it.
Okay.
Calm down. Take a deep breath. I notice you're about to pounce on Kurt Angle. Take a deep breath. That's good. All right, now ask Kurt Angle a question.
Okay, I remember, Kurt, you mentioned before in an interview that you said about the psychology of pro wrestling and how it's not always about, high-flying moves and hitting the ropes. It's about, being able to tell a story in the ring and grab the audience's attention. And I remember you also mentioned that most wrestlers today, like 80% of them, don't get that. And I want to know, do you know anybody like now currently that does get that, or anybody that falls in that 80%?
Well, if we're talking young wrestlers or wrestlers that have been new, like that are being utilized in the main event level, like over the past few years, a guy like CM Punk, he understands it. And AJ Styles, who's a young wrestler but has been around for a while, he understands it. Guys like James Storm that just stepped up, and Bobby Roode in TNA, Austin Aries, they understand it. But it's a very difficult. For me, it's not that difficult. For me, thank God, it's telling a story in the ring is quite easy. But for some reason, a lot of guys just want to do impressive moves to get what you call a cheap pop from the fans, a TNA pop, or their last name chanted over and over again by doing a triple flip off the top rope onto the floor.
That doesn't get a career going.
No, that's it.
You got to be a big personality.
Yeah, personality is one thing, and when you're telling that story, it's simple. You got a good guy versus a bad guy. You have the bad guy cheat to get the good guy down, and then you have the good guy try to overcome that, and at the end,
that's the
bad guy's going to cheat
match
again, and does the good guy overcome it, or does the bad guy win by cheating and get heat? That's an easy equation, and if you use that equation every time in every match, you're going to tell a good story, and it's just, we become so, we're in a gray area now where everybody wants to be the badass, whether you're a good guy or a bad guy. It's, everybody's kind of molded into the middle.
What do you think of that, Vinny? He's telling you really how wrestling is done. Does that enhance your enjoyment of it or diminish it? Like, now that you know how the sausage is made, do you still see it as a sport, or just like these just guys goofing around?
Oh, I definitely still see it as a sport. You got to be in, even though there are storylines and a winner in advance, you still got to be in great shape to do what they do.
Yeah, looking at this guy, I don't care what the script says. I don't want to go in the ring.
You know Bully Ray, right?
Yes.
Oh yeah,
Ray,
he's an awesome example of a guy that's very cut and dry. He's black or white. In other words, when he's a heel, a bad guy, he's straight up heel. He talks like a heel. His promos, he wrestles like a heel. When he's a good guy, a babyface, he talks like a babyface. He wrestles like a babyface. There is no middle ground with him. He is what I would call the picture perfect wrestler that in my mind would be the poster child of how you should be.
Well, it's like any kind of movie. You don't have good heroes without good villains in a movie. Mm-hmm. I mean, you got to overcome something that's very difficult.
Yes.
Kurt Angle, there's scary music indicating that our time is up. But great talking to you, sir.
Yeah, we got a show tonight. Let's not forget about that.
Let's not. Tell us everybody. Tell everybody about it.
It's going to be tonight. It's going to be at the Tabernacle. Tickets on sale now, Ticketmaster.com, but we're going to give away some tickets right now. So callers number 9 and 10, you got a pair of tickets to see Kurt Angle and the rest of the TNA wrestling crew.
And Austin Aries, world champion, will be here. James Storm. We got a bunch of talent. AJ Styles, Christopher Daniels, Miss Tessmacher, who you got her rear end you'd have to see just for the joy of it.
Is it big, Vinny? Do you like her rear end?
It's very nice. Mr. Anderson will be here. There's a lot of great talent that we have at the show here tonight.
All right, and of course, Vinny Bucci will be there. Is Jerry going?
I'm not sure. I'll have to talk to him about it.
Okay. Thank you. All right. Thank you, Kurt Angle. Coming up next.
EORG.
Are you ready? Are you ready for this? Do you like it? Do you like it?
More boots?
Yeah. I think we captured Booch and Vinny as they prepare to meet Kurt Angle, and it's girl-like One Direction giddiness.
All right. Here, the teen fantasy of Vinny Bucci and Jerry Truman, mic'd up, coming up next.
TRG.